Hi, I'm Alex from the Combined Military Services Museum. We're in the Donington collection, taking a look at our collection of AKs, or automatic Kalashnikovs. We have a few examples here. We have the Soviet original-made AK47 model. We have a Chinese Type 56 with a folding stock. A Romanian PM MD63 with the wooden grip up the front. A Hungarian AK-63 uses a different pistol grip. We have three examples of terrorist type AKs, likely made in Iraq or other places in the Middle East. We have an example with an extremely small foregrip on it that doesn't feature a stock on the back of it. We have basically a copy of an AKM with a folding stock and engravings on both the pistol grip and the foregrip. And lastly, we have an AK that was believed to have been awarded to terrorists who showed heroism and valor. And it was awarded, and it's why the pistol grips, which are made of plastic, have different symbols in them. The front one, we believe, says Allahu Akbar in Arabic, or God is great. We will have a look at the knife that can be attached to the Soviet ones. This is the bayonet that fits the Soviet style ones. The AK originally started its life being designed in 1946 when the Soviets put out a competition inside the Soviet Union to design a new service rifle. A lot of the parameters for designing it would come to be what would be seen in the AK, and all the competitors came up with very similar rifles. Kalashnikov was in the competition and designed his AK, or automatic Kalashnikov again. The way that they work, they use a gas system up the front here, which uses the leftover energy to reciprocate the bolt, ejecting spent casings and loading the next casing in. They are all on the table here, 7.62 by 39mm. They all hold 30 rounds in the magazine, though other magazines are available. Kalashnikov went on to win the competition for the new service rifle, and it would be further adopted in 1949 as the standard service rifle for the Red Army. It would go on to be the standard service rifle till it was replaced in 1974 by a smaller caliber AK designed again by Kalashnikov. And even in 2018, a newer AK-12, again designed by Kalashnikov, but in a team of other designers, as it was in his later years, is still working off almost the same system. We'll have a look at the Soviet one. This is a Type 2A, which is a very early model of them, so sometime before 1959. It uses a milled receiver on it, as opposed to the stamp sheet metal receivers. The other telltale sign is the muzzle rate reducer at the front there, which it doesn't have. The later AKs all have them on them to help with the recoil. This is a Chinese Type 56 one. The one denotes that it has a folding stock on it. We'll take the magazine out. But the way they would operate, with the magazine in, you would cock back if it's not unsafe, and that's ready to go. As I mentioned, when it's in the top position, that is safe, which is why I couldn't cock it. And it also acts as a dust cover for the gap here in the rifle. You can put it all the way down for semi-automatic, and again, this is the gap that would be open when it's not in safe, or fully automatic. The stock folds on these by pressing in a null button there. Push it in, and the entire stock folds under the rifle and stays in place. Whilst this is in place, again, the cocking handle will still work. This is mainly for when you're carrying it around or inside an armoured vehicle. The rifle still operates just the same This is the PMMD-63, which is a Romanian variant of it. You can tell by two main differences, one being the pistol grips on them, in which this is the Romanian pattern for them, which is a plastic as opposed to the wooden buttstock and foregrip. Speaking of the foregrip, that's where these curved, full one-piece grip on them are used by the Romanians. While this is good for handling, in which you can grab onto the front of it and push it into yourself, this does make an issue for the magazines. Magazines on AKs, when they come out, typically go forwards. This creates an issue with the pistol grip, in which you can't just push it all the way forwards and take it out of the rifle. You have to pull it downwards. Again, when putting it in, it does make it a little bit awkward. Next, we'll have a look at the Hungarian version. This is the AK-63, the Hungarian version. The main telltale sign of the difference would be what the buttstock is made out of, and these pistol grips are all the same pattern. Later versions that the Hungarians used would use the pistol grip reversed and added underneath the foregrip, similar to the Romanian design, but because when this is mirrored, it angles this direction, it doesn't cause the same issue that I mentioned with the Romanian one and the magazine. Just to recap, the Soviet one, Chinese one, Romanian one, and Hungarian one. These are just some of the firearms in the Donington collection. If you'd like to see more, please consider visiting the Combined Military Services Museum in Maldon, Essex. Thank you for watching.